Hello to you all from the hangar. Now, a couple of you have been a bit worried about me. Well, thank you very much for your thoughtfulness, but I am in fact fine. It's rather cold outside, so we're not actually riding, and the sun is very bright, and as I've said before, when the sun's very low in the sky I can't actually see terribly well, so I tend to prefer the cloudy look. And I'm expecting that for the weekend, so that should be good. Now I thought we'd just have a little catch up down here, as we can't go out for a ride, and show you what's happened in the hangar since we were here last. Now the first thing I suppose we show you is the lighting. We now have a couple of LED strip lights, and there's still the fluorescent strip light in the centre, but I'm not using that at the moment because it causes a bit of flickering on the camera. Over here of course we have our same photographs of Hurricane and Spitfire, and over here we have the artwork for Laser Explorer. Now down here, I know one or two of you aren't too comfortable with these, but this is the ABBA Skylift, which I find, and no Target Nest does, absolutely brilliant. They tuck into the corner. You just take a couple of the rods out, and it just tucks away into the corner very neatly like that, and it comes out. It takes about 5 minutes just to assemble it and pop it under the eye of the hunter, and away she goes. And that is aided by this device, which is, I didn't know about this until Target Nest showed me on one of his videos, and it's a wheeled chock, and this came off Amazon. I think it was just under £100, and it makes such a difference. Just wheel the bike onto that, and it holds the bike upright, and then you can assemble your Skylift without any problems at all. So no need anymore for the strap, which thank you Roy for the suggestion, which was great for a couple of goes. But this that wheel clamp redoes the job without any problems. Now what have we got here? Yes, we've now got this little flap down, pull this out first, little flap down table, ideal for popping my Merlot on, and to go with my brie, and someone said brie and grapes. So yes, that's my little flap down table. So pop that back. There we are. And over here we have a little trolley with all my tools on, heater there of course, very necessary at the moment, and yes, a little wheel out trolley with all my bits and pieces on, so I can wheel that around either side of the bikes when I'm doing a service. And I've got the service to do over on Spitfire there, and in February, when this Hurricane is a year old, then I'll be doing the service on that. Nothing much of interest over there, just bits and pieces, lubricants and stuff. So there's not an awful lot to change since you were here last, but it all functions very nicely. Oh, I do have something here. These are from my friend in New Zealand, and my friends who live locally got me that, and this comes from Moto. Thank you very much, Dave. It's my sticker, Moto sticker. And I've also got one from Economical Rides just further over here, just up in that corner. So thank you, Gary. Now then, what can we say about these hunters that hasn't been said before? Well, there is a couple of things. Let's just pop on here. There we go. What have we got? Oh, we've got the UK India Friendship badge, of course, which is that came off Amazon, little enamel badge. I've got one on each. But we've also the all-year motorcyclist won't like this, but when he took a hunter out for a demo, he said, oh, what he didn't like was the offset speedometer. Now Strange as it may seem, it isn't strange at all, is it? I like the offset speedometer. What I like about that is the fact that it's not symmetrical, because I am rather eccentric. You'll not be surprised to hear that. And yes, I've always been swimming against the general tide of life. And just so that suits me a treat, actually, having an offset speedometer. Now obviously you could fit another one the same size, a rev counter there, but what would be the point of that? Certainly not for me, sort of speed I go. I don't want to know what the revs are. If it revs a bit high, just change up a gear. Now then, the other thing that both myself and Paul, who is a long-term subscriber, hello Paul, to the channel, and that's the fact that the prop stand on these bikes, it does tend to hold the bike up rather high, rather vertical, and caught my leg there on the pannier as I get off. Right, that's better. So yes, if I just come back here a bit, you can see, I think, that even though I've modified mine, there's not an awful lot of lean on these bikes. I don't know if you can see that. I'll come back a bit further. Taking care on this ramp because it's icy. Yeah, so there is some lean, but not a huge amount. Now I've modified mine. There's a stop on the prop stand which I filed a bit to get a bit more lean, and Tim over in Germany, he took a little bit more effort and he bent his out so that the prop stand's now got a bend in it, and that allows a bit more lean. But I think mine seem to be adequate for most purposes now. Just with that bit of filing on the stop. To do that you have to remove the prop stand, and the best way to do that I've found is on the spring, which I'll just pop down here and try and show you. If you can see that, that's the spring here. Now the best way to take the prop stand off is to put washers in the coils of the spring, and that way you extend the spring so that when you remove the prop stand, the spring just comes away, taking care not to lose the washers from it, and that just makes it a bit easier. If you were so inclined to take a file to the prop stand, which you probably wouldn't be, it's only people like me that do things like that. And you know, the one thing, I've not ever mentioned this really, but when I had the Meteor, I was for about a year I had it. I wanted fork gaiters on my Meteor because I don't like exposed front forks. All my bikes, and you'll see that in the picture at the end of my BSA A65 from 1963, all my bikes are fitted fork gaiters to, and I like the look of fork gaiters. To me they're eminently practical, very sensible, and you just couldn't get a nice looking pair of fork gaiters for the Meteor. I don't know if you can now, but I was looking at various sizes to try and fit some fork gaiters to my Meteor. And I thought, well, why am I bothering with this? Because the bike doesn't really suit me, having those feet forward and riding position, which meant that all the shocks went up my spine, and it also, I didn't like the way when I came to a halt it sort of wandered a bit. That could have been me, but I have to say that I don't find that with these the Hunters. They come to a halt as I expect them to come to a halt. Just put my foot down and away you go. So I was looking for these fork gaiters. I thought, forget it, don't bother about buying fork gaiters, just get yourself a Royal Enfield Hunter. So that's what I did. I got rid of the Meteor and got an expensive pair of fork gaiters. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of the Hangar on an icy cold day and just swing around a bit here, and here we are. There's a bit of sunshine out there for you. Thanks for watching this, and we'll catch up with you soon on the ride, I hope, eventually. Oh, there was one thing I meant to mention. I have actually, you'll think me absolutely potty now, I have actually made myself some little notelets based on my artwork here. Yeah, very limited edition, these LE's limited edition notelets. Who writes letters nowadays, eh? Well, I do, so there we are. They're only for me, but no, they're not. It's not merchandising, I'm afraid. So yes, I've got my own notelets, Lanes Explorer notelets now. So anybody that I might write to gets a Lanes Explorer one. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks very much. Bye bye now.